It's our Bridgeport Milling machine. It's got a 42-inch table, this one, all fully reground. Same with the bed, the X and the Y axes, all fully reground. Tops of the table, the two sides have all been reground. Absolutely stunning little machine. It's got a 2-axis DRO currently, variable speed head. We can upgrade this to 3 or 4 axis for you. We can also upgrade, it's got the X-axis power feeder standard. We can put on a Y and a Z if needed. It will have a guard on it before it ships. We just haven't fitted it yet, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so we're going to run through the machine and just show you everything running, and then please obviously come down and see it for yourself in real life. Okay, so there's all new lead screws and nuts on the Y and the X axes. Same with the Z, actually it's got a new lead screw and nut, and all new big main bearing there. It's all been fitted. There's brand new handles here on the Z axis, and it's lovely and smooth all the way across. As I say, these beds have all been reground. The gibs have been tersited and scraped back in, so that's all beautiful. It's all been serviced with the oil, so there's all brand new pipes and brand new valves under there, so that's all great. And same with the Z, that's all lovely now, it's all running great. There's brand new gears in there as well, so they just need to run in, and they're all running great. All the locks have been serviced, so there's the lock on the X, the Y and the knee there, they're all been serviced and all running fine. Okay, so moving on, we've got the machine currently under power. So when you hit the E-stop, your DRO and your light stays on. Obviously, otherwise you would lose your datums, which is not what you want to do. So it only, when you hit the E-stop, it just shuts down any of the moving parts that could cause a problem. So your power feed, your variable speed head, and the guard will be interlocked to that as well. Okay, so powering up the head, let you listen to that. Yeah, it's lovely and quiet, lovely and smooth. We spend about £1,000 on parts just in this part of the head, and then we put all new spindle bearings in here as well, and they aren't cheap either. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. We replace all the bearings in the entire machine, so everything's new with good quality NSK or SKF bearings. Okay, so I'll go all the way to the top. And then back down to 500. Put it in reverse now. I'll just hit the brake just to show you it does work. That's 2,800 in reverse. And back down to 1,000. Back down to 500. Okay, so now I'm going to swap to low range here. Now sometimes this handle's in the way, you don't quite get the angle, so just move that handle out of the way before you go to change. Push the handle in, turn, make sure it's locked in before you fire up, and then fire up. So now we're at 60 RPM. So that's 340, which is about the top. Back down to 120. And to 60 RPM again. In reverse. .340 in reverse. 120 and back down to 60 again. Okay, so what I'll do now is once you've just had a little listen to that, I'll put it back into high range and we'll test the quilt. Okay, back to high, so push the handle in. Before I do that, I'll just show you that it's got a neutral. So when the handle's about here, You've got neutral, so if you want to clock up any sensors of any round bar or whatever, that's all there for you. Okay, into high range, lock it in, make sure it's locked in, and fire it up. Okay, so engage. So for every spindle speed, you've got 3 different feeds. As you see, that all working fine. So that'll shut down automatically when that touches there. Okay, all working good. I'll reverse that as well. See how it feeds up. Okay, so you can disengage the feed with this handle and it will ship disengage. So if you do want to engage, you just flip this handle back and it'll run fine. I'd leave it in this, if you're not actually using the quill in the feed operation, just leave it in disengage, otherwise you're just wearing it out needlessly. One thing I didn't show you was the power feed in the X. So this is variable speed and has a rapid override as well. Take your finger off, it goes back to feed. Same in reverse. Finger off, goes back to feed. And you can adjust these stops to wherever you need them to be, wherever the job happens to be. Okay, so wherever they want to be, just lock them off, and then when that touches the switch in the middle, it shuts off automatically. Now hidden underneath here are some extra screws to make sure these don't go past a certain point. Now just don't take them off and don't take those out and you'll be fine. Don't try and cheat any extra travel because you'll have an issue. They're there for a reason. They're there to stop the power feed crunching and they're there to stop the scale on the back having an issue as well. So as long as you can move them up and down wherever you want, just don't take them off and don't take those little extra stops out and you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, so yeah, all running good. We can add options. We'll be adding a guard, so it will be fully guarded before it ships. Please come down and see the machine in real life, but thanks for watching.